What's going on, everybody? We have Gavin Taylor from Highline Leads. Gavin, you're all the way out of Jacksonville, Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Gavin, you're obviously in the DashElite program. So I want to just get your honest feedback about the program. I'm going to ask you a couple of quick questions. First question I have for you is, when did you actually start Highline Leads?
I started in August of 2018 officially. Before that, it was just kind of freelance type of work, but officially in August 2018.
Awesome. And what were you doing before you started your actual agency?
I was actually selling home improvement, so I was selling solar, roofing, siding, windows, things like that.
Gotcha. And when did you enroll in DashElite? When was like your first day in the program?
That had been about 4 months ago now.
Cool.
So yeah.
So you've been in the program practically for 4 months, pretty much. I know, obviously, You've been inside the DashClicks community for a lot longer than that. I think it's probably been over a year. But
it's been almost 2.
Almost 2 years. Okay, there you go. So you've been with us from the start. So now, then you tipped over, you went into the DashElite program, which is obviously our higher end coaching program, where we do more small group coaching. What was the one thing that made you want to join DashElite? I mean, think about it, because before you answer this, there's tons of other programs that you can go into. There's tons of other coaches in the space offering marketing programs. Why DashElite?
Truth be told, I spend a lot of money on mentorships. I've done a lot of those other programs. So a lot of those other programs just missed that little piece, if you will. It gave enough information. I knew what was going on, but it always left questions in my head. Okay, what's next? What answers my next obstacle? And really, when I came into DashElite, I chose DashElite because it was all encompassing. It was the one-stop shop, if you will, from prospecting to sales to scaling up. And that's really where my issues was, the scaling part.
Gotcha. How much revenue were you doing before DashElite, like monthly revenue?
I would jump a lot. So I could never break that 20,000 a month mark, but I was averaging probably 10 to 15 before DashElite.
Gotcha. And then what are you at right now? Let's say 4 months after joining DashElite. What are you at now?
I'm so close to breaking 40K.
40K.
Like I just hit 35, and that was a whole huge thing. But I'm about to hit 40K now.
Congratulations on that. So you're well over. What is that? You're almost at $500,000 in sales for your agency, right?
Yeah.
But forecasting it that way. What were the struggles that you had pre-DashElite? Like, what were the main organization?
It's organization, 100%, because it was never the sales side of things. I could always sell. I'm hardcore closer from day one, but it was keeping track of my prospecting to my closing to my scaling factor. I would get really disorganized, so I would put all my focus in one, and I would fill up my pipeline. I would crush it in sales, but in the meantime, all my other clients are dropping off because I stopped paying attention to it. And it was really the organization aspect that was lacking, that I didn't even know was a problem.
So it sounds like you were stuck almost in a hamster wheel, right? The
hamster
wheel of death. Even though you're doing 10, 15K in revenue, which is great, by the way, because that's a 6-figure business, but you want to obviously take your agency to the next level. So you essentially doubled your monthly recurring revenue or your monthly sales. Now, is that 35K? Is that monthly? Is that recurring revenue subscription, or
that's recurring?
That's recurring. So is there one-time sales and stuff that you were doing? Like, what'd you do last month, so that we have like a whole calendar month? How much sales?
Last month was 35,000.
35,000.
So I just broke 35 for August. So that was my 2-year. Because I started in August 2018, my 2-year anniversary, I hit 35. So I was super excited about that.
Love it. Now, DashElite obviously has a lot of stuff in it, all the way from, the accountability calls to the softwares, insights, and reports, to all the courses and coaching and Slack channels. And if you could strip away everything and just keep one thing, what would that one thing be? What's your favorite thing in DashElite?
Everything. That would be so hard to just pick one thing. I think my favorite thing would be the mind map, because with the mind map we have everything, right? We have all the scripts, we have the organization piece, right? We have it visually there in front of us on what we need to do.
So for those of the people who don't know what the mind map is, what is that exactly? Just explain to people who are watching that might not know what that term is.
It's a magical document that puts the agency structure on a document, essentially. Like it tells you what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, and it just makes it super easy to follow.
Gotcha. So essentially it's like a 10,000 foot view of your agency in a nutshell. It focuses a lot on prospecting and sales. And then obviously most DashElite members, they use DashClicks for fulfillment, because that's what we preach and teach. That's the fastest way to scale your agency, not getting hit through the fulfillment wall. I know obviously you have a lot of clients with us too, so we're fulfilling a lot of orders for you. What's your experience with DashClicks in general, fulfilling your orders?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's helped me develop processes that I've been able to compete with very large names in the industry. I just posted today about one of our results where we're getting like $6 calls for HVAC technicians, and that's never seen before with my own fulfillment.
Love it, man. And fast forward 6 months. I know you're at 35K a month right now. Where do you see yourself? Where would you like to be? Realistic goal in 6 months from today?
I'll break 50.
50?
Like 100%. I will break 50 in 6 months from now.
I love it. And that's slow, steady growth, which is what we teach at DashElite. It's not trying to make $1 million in 30 days, because that's unrealistic, right? But you jumping from 35K to 50K in 6 months, how many more clients you need to stack on top you think to get there?
So as of right now, we've been adding about $5,000 of revenue per month. So it's been, I would say, just a handful. My average value per month for my clients is about $3,000.
Yep. And I know you told me, I remember in your 2 month mark in DashElite, you said that you closed 150K in deals in the first 2 months of joining DashElite. A lot of it was contracted revenue, obviously. So it's 150 in contracts, but sold, contracts signed, and a lot of it also collected up front too, right?
Money in the bank, $30,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that was just applying what I learned at DashElite to, not counting anything I was doing prior to that. So I added an additional $15,000 of revenue on my bottom line in that first 30 days per month.
And that's just you. Was it just changing the frameworks, changing the way that you do things? It was just like a complete shift?
It was essentially, I pulled back for an entire week to really dive in for DashElite and kind of figure out what the number one thing I was missing. And I was piecing a lot together because I was already using Insights. I was already using Insta Reports. I was doing the VAs. I was doing things, but everything was just scattered around. So I took a whole week and I just said, you know what, I'm going to organize everything how DashElite teaches. And just by doing that little thing and applying it, it just made things run really smooth. It picked all the low-hanging fruit, if you will, and then it kind of developed this process moving forward. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Gotcha. Last question I have for you, Gavin. How has DashElite actually changed your life? What has it physically done for you?
It has automated my agency to the point where I can be there with my daughter. I can be there with my son. So I am about to get married next year. I'm about to pay for my entire wedding in cash. I'm about to pay off my debt. It's changed my life, 100%.
I love that. That makes me tear up a bit. Thank you for that. You've been on this roller coaster with us for a while. And also full transparency to everybody watching. DashClicks, here at DashClicks, we're big believers in hiring from within. So when we see somebody excelling like the way that Gavin and some of our other DashElite members are excelling, we actually turn them into physical coaches and mentors as well. So Gavin is now actually in DashElite, sharing his experiences, sharing his wins along with everybody else. He's also taking DashElite onboarding calls. So for people who are interested in joining our DashElite program, he's taking a couple of calls a week as well. So just full transparency to everybody watching this. But Highline Leads, Gavin Taylor, Jacksonville, Florida, crushing it, doing 35K a month in sales. 6 months from now, we want to get to 50K a month. Nice, reasonable, slow, steady growth. And I look forward to having you back on maybe in 6 months. We'll do another interview, see where you're at, man.
Yes, so we will.
All right, Gavin. Have a good day, man. Have a good one. Bye.
Hey, you too. Bye.